So welcome to itsBibi.
Today I'm with the beautiful Annabelle.
Hey guys.
Hey. So today we're going to be talking about double standards when it comes to men and women. This is a conversation I'm passionate about, and we're about to get into it. Do you think you can get stigmatized? Do you think that's a real thing?
You had it. That's why now I don't like to sleep with anyone. And not that that was even my thing, but I don't like to sleep with anyone before we are together. Okay. Because good sex will cloud your judgment. Okay? It will make you think you are in love. It will make you think he loves you. It will make you think that you are what you're not. No. I think now, especially in the days of internet dating, okay, like the Tinders and this and that, I think it's, and now because of COVID as well, I think it's a great way to meet people.
Yeah. Because
now you are connecting. Okay, let's say it's Tinder, for example. You're connecting because you both saw each other's pictures, you swipe right, you liked each other, right?
Yeah.
Now you're in the talking stage. You're conversing back and forth, and then you feel like, oh, I can have a conversation with this girl, this guy, whatever. And then the next stage would be, oh, after everything opens back up, we can meet, and hopefully the attraction is there also in person. Now you have like a foundation. You have like maybe a mini friendship as a foundation. So you can always fall back on that. Oh, we started off as friends, you know? When we just meet like this, and he's attractive, he's this, he's that, she's this, she's that, and you go and sleep with each other, you don't have anything in common, but the sex is great. And you have the odd conversation here that flows, but put you both in the same house and live with each other, you'll find that you have nothing in common. So I feel that's how we get stigmatized. Okay. That's what I think. If you get a dickalicious penis and you get stigmatized that way. But size matters for me. At the age that I'm at today,
it matters.
Size matters. And the motion of the ocean, the intimacy, the connection, all of it. But man, yeah. Going off topic a little bit, let me ask a question. That size matter for you? Oh, you had to think about it?
Yes, because it depends how they do it.
It matters.
You don't think it matters? I've asked my friends this, like we've talked.
How do you make us don't watch this?
Yeah, me neither. No,
we're wrong. We're wrong.
Yeah.
A good vitamin D. Especially if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, he treats you as a good boyfriend and all that. Would you date somebody who's married but separated or something?
I have to have proof that they are. I won't take his word for it. That they are talking to the lady, like his wife, his legal wife. Because yes,
what do you think that's gonna happen?
I don't know, cause I've seen a lot of movies where guys are just like, yeah, we're separated, but they're not actually separated. So I think if I talk to the, like, I need to know what's making the divorce process take so long. What's holding it up, and I need to know from the woman, are you guys still together or not? Like so many times men are like, I'm gonna leave her, like, or we're separated, and that's not the case, you know? They're just trying to, so I have to talk to the lady, like the wife. If she's like, yeah, we are separated, we're not together, but we're in the process of a divorce, because divorce takes, like, you know, to process, so that I'll be like, okay then. But if, yeah, what would you do?
I have dated a guy who was in the process of divorcing, and he did actually get divorced. But it was just a lot of the, just give me time, and I'm like, I ain't got time, honey. I ain't got time. But you know, I've never been in love. When I look back, I mean, I've
Really?
never actually been in love. No, I have never been in love. I think it was just, again, good deed.
Even with your child's father? Like you was not in love?
Oh, that was maybe puppy love, you know, but it wasn't love. Like,
wow.
No, knowing what love should be, I was never in love. I was infatuated. I really liked it and whatever else. And I say that, and I look stupid because I said that to say this. I have my ex's name tattooed on me. So you would think I wasn't, girl, listen.
How? Why? What was going? Did he force you? Did he have a gun to your head?
No, he did not. I woke up, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get his name. And
How did your parents?
And I remember at the time it was this thing called Kick. Kick, the social media. And I posted the whole process on Kick. And I don't even, and I've yet to remove it. I will do. But I wasn't in love. And I look back and I look and I think, if I did all of this stuff, not even being in love.
Imagine what you could do when you're, oh girl, I'm scared.
And the guy that ended up with will be my first and only love. And I think that's important. I think that's very special to a man. It should be. You're my first and only love, because once we're together and we get married, I'm not getting married just to have a wedding. I'm getting married to get married.
Yeah.
And you will be my first and only, and I think that's a great thing. But I understand with the divorcing, especially if you've been together for years, you've got kids, you've got property, you've got this, you've got that. It can be a long thing. But there's always that chance of them getting back together because they have all of that. And then you get yourself hurt. And then he can't let you go. So you end up meeting undercover. Right? Because what I've come to learn is there's a difference between doing the right thing and doing the best thing. And the right thing might be to get divorced because their relationship, they have none. But the best thing for their family might be for him to stay. You know what I mean? Where does that leave you? Now he's meeting up with you quickly.
You're just getting her on the side.
Now you can't talk to your man to fall asleep with him on the phone because he's at home with the wife and the kids. You're hurting yourself.
You're hurting yourself. You said right here, like,
if a man staying with a woman, cheated and got pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who's done that. Any man who's done that. I don't know if a man can be with a woman, his woman, knowing that she cheated. And not only did she cheat, now she's pregnant with the other guy's baby. Are you going to stay with her? As we do as women.
And we take care of the child. We take care of the child as well.
Yeah, a good woman will take care of the child. Because it's not the child's fault. If a man cheated on me, had a baby on me, just the thought of it just makes me want to.
I don't think I could stay. But that is like a deal breaker. To me, that's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker. I think.
If you're married and you have kids with him, you're gonna.
No. Yes. If I'm married and I have kids with you still, and then you cheat on me and have another child, I can't do that. For 9 months, or even that 9 months is gonna be hell. Because you're dealing with the baby moms, you're dealing with, it's hard. I don't think I can do it. That's a deal breaker for me. I can forgive cheating and no babies, but with the baby involved, I can't do it. Especially a man would not do that. A man would not do that. Would never do that.
Men will, I don't feel there's a man who will do that. Especially looking down at that kid every day and having to deal with another man coming to pick up the house. A man's ego would not allow him to do that.
A man's ego would never.
Man, show me that man. He will be my man. Show me that man. That means he is 10 toes. He is solid. Nothing can break you. Which is kind of what we want for a relationship, but not to that extent.
Yeah, I don't. The whole baby thing, I can't. Or even like, I hear a lot of men say, I can't raise children, that's not my own. This is prior to the relationship even. But women, I would be with a man with a child.
We do it every day.
I would do it, but I hear a lot of men say that. Oh, nah, I can't be with a woman with a child already. I'm like, but women do it all the they just have this ego.
I haven't heard a man say that in a long while. What I have heard is, I can't date a woman who's got more than 2 kids. Especially if it's 2 baby fathers, because then you're dealing with 2 different men, got 2 kids, and it's a lot. That I can get. Even me as a woman.
That I've said that.
Do I want a man who's got multiple baby mothers?
I've said that. Yeah.
So now I have to deal with all these different because listen, my daughter's father, he honestly, if he was asked and he was being honest, he would literally say, my daughter's mother is the chillest mother ever. I don't give a shit what he does. Okay, first of all, I broke up with him years ago before I even found out I was pregnant. It's not there.
Oh, really?
Secondly, yeah, I came to find out I was pregnant 3 months later. So I really did not want him. Okay. Secondly, I don't care what he does. He's had 2 kids since. He's been married since. You know, when he sees me, he tries it. He still tells me he loves me or whatever. I hope he's gonna see this.
The red mom gonna see this. She gonna see this.
Listen, I don't know her social media, so I don't think she'll mind. But hey, whatever, you know. But I don't care what he does. I don't ask him about his life. I don't care. So I want to believe there are other baby mothers like that out there. But most of the time there's not. There's these bitter ones who are like, if you don't dump that chick, you ain't gonna see your kids. And
that's wrong.
I want to believe that a good father will always choose his kids.
Yeah.
So that means you won't have a relationship. And I would want him to choose his kids over me, because who am I? But that means you'll never have a relationship. So where I would date a man with a child, because a lot of men, you know, when you ask them why didn't it work out, you have to listen to what he says. If he starts insulting his baby mother, there's some bitterness and feelings there. But if he can be a man and just say, you know what, it didn't work, she's a great mother, we co-parent good, those are the words I'm listening for, because that means, okay, possibly there's no feelings involved, you guys are just keeping it amicable for the kids or the kid, and I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Now when we start talking about multiple baby mothers, what are the chances that all of them are going to be sane?
Exactly.
Then chances are very low.
Some women just believe the man straight away. Like, oh yeah, these baby mamas are crazy. Like, this is what he said. And it's like, cut. Multiple women saying the same thing about the man, and you really gonna think. And then some women end up in that situation as well. And then they realize, oh damn, he was the one in the wrong. So,
like I was speaking with a guy who, he was older than me, and he's been divorced 3 times. 3 times. Now, do you think if a man met a woman who's been divorced 3 times, he would be looking at her side-eye crazy?
Yeah.
But we just welcome it. We're, oh, okay. Well, why did the first one end? Why did the second one end? Why did the third one end? And then now you start dating him, and you're like, yeah, that's why you've been divorced 3 times. At the end of it, that's why you've been divorced 3 times, because
why was he?
You're a man.
So how long after each divorce did he move on to marry somebody else? Not even date, to marry somebody else.
I don't even know. You know what? I didn't even ask. I asked questions, so the only reason why I know about them because I said to him, I just want to know if you've ever been married. And if you have any connections.
He was never going to tell you? He wasn't going to tell you on his free will?
I don't know. I guess there's stages when you start talking to somebody that you start revealing these type of things.
Speaking of that, actually, on Clubhouse again, we're having this conversation about basically dads and stuff like that. So I said I can't respect the guy who hides his kids. I can't respect the guy who hides his kids because I just can't. I just can't. And then this guy was saying that for him, he would not bring up his kids with a girl he's dating until he knows he's serious about the girl.
I agree.
But then like, let's say that's seriousness takes up to 6 months until you realize you're serious about this girl, and now you just tell this girl you have a kid. Like, how would you feel? Would you just be, oh, okay?
Oh, it means he wouldn't tell her full stop.
He wouldn't tell her until it's serious.
I wouldn't do that.
And
I always let it be known I have a child. She's my greatest achievement.
Yeah, that's what
to ever even, like you did here, see her in the background like that, for her to see that I'm talking to somebody. Oh no.
Yeah, he was saying not even telling her, like, I understand not meeting, but he said not telling her until he knows that he's serious with this girl. And you know, guys, to be serious with a girl, that takes a long time. It takes a long time for them. So I'm not going to be 6 months down the line. Now you tell me, oh, by the way, we're getting serious. I have a child. And he was saying it as it was no big deal. Like that, he said that that's something personal. He doesn't need to tell it. And I'm just like, you have to, kids are a big deal. Kids are hard to raise. They're not easy to raise.
Not everybody wants to be a stepmom
exactly.
or a stepdad or deal with kids. Some people really don't want kids.
Some people, exactly. And he was just like, kids are not hard to raise. They're easy. I'm like, see, you're saying that because you're
a father. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. So then we tapped into the conversation of deadbeat dads. It's easier to have a deadbeat dad. Well, it's more common to have a deadbeat dad than it is for a mom, because as mothers, as women, our nature is to, you know, be the nurturer. Exactly, be a mom. So that's how we started tapping into like how it's easy for a man to be a deadbeat. Because even stuff like that, like, oh, saying that now it's easy to raise a child. So you're thinking that you're probably going to leave a woman with a child because you think, she'll be fine, it's easy.
Right.
You know,
and you just come and see them for a certain amount of hours, a certain amount of days, and you're like, this is cool, take them shopping. But you're not there when they're crying or when they're sick or when you've got stuff. You're not doing all of that.
Exactly.
Men can't take all of that stress. And I take my hat off to the men who are present, okay, who refuse to be weekend fathers. Okay, my brother is one of these men. My brother has a daughter, and every weekend, because he works throughout the week, he has his daughter. Anytime he has off, he has his daughter. Him and his daughter are like this. You know, she knows that her father loves her. They have a relationship. And
she cooks for you?
Oh yeah, she cooks. Girl, you know how us we are.
I love that. My mom would love a daughter like her. My mom would love her.
You would, you trust me. That's why I said, like, I want to give my kids both what I didn't have. My mom made sure that we could cook, and I made sure she could cook because I want her to be independent. She doesn't have any siblings yet. Know how to spend for yourself, and also one day that will come into useful being a wife. I'm big on being a wife. I'm big on playing my role as a woman. I'm big on letting my man be a man. I'm not with that whole, oh, I'm falling up, we gonna fight. What? We may argue, emotions will get high, but am I ever going to publicly, especially, make my man feel this big? No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I think that's, yeah.
We need to be women. And if we're gonna be the trophy woman, trophy wife, then behind closed doors, we can yell. Why did you do that? But in public, not only do I look crazy, we look crazy.
Yeah.
You do all of that, but I'll give you the eye.
Yeah.
Politics, like. So he already knows when we get home there's issues. He knows.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. What was I saying before that?
We're talking about, like, men and how it's easy for them to, like, be deadbeats.
They feel like it's easier to say these things because they're not around 24/7. But the men that are around 24/7.
Oh yeah, you're saying your brother?
Yeah, my brother is like that. You know, he is present in his daughter's life. And then I want to say they're best friends, and I really, really admire that about him because it was never a question. As soon as he found out he was having a baby, he was happy.
I love that.
You know, he wanted a baby. He even wants another baby. He wants a boy now. So, seeing that, I know there are men out there like that. Because my brother's one.
That reminded me of T.I. So, you know, T.I., He's on.
Yes,
He's on something. Yeah. So he is very present in his daughter's life. Did you hear about him going to check the hymen?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that one? Where he's telling his son, he's happy that his son is having sex. His son is there having sex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his son is like 13, 14. And yeah, his son is like 14. I think he's 14.
And he's having sex already?
Yeah, he's exploring.
And he's okay with that?
He's okay with that. He was there like, oh yeah, he's gonna be a player. Like, oh yeah, like, haha, he's gonna be crazy, like, da da da. But with his daughter, he's checking the hymen. Ooh, my camera's about to die, girl.
Oh no.
Because I'm recording through my laptop as well, so we can continue.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he was basically saying that yeah, he was proud of his son for doing that, but when it came to his daughter, he's going to check hymens, and that's wrong on so many levels. That is wrong.
I get it, but I feel that's been too much. Why not, if anything, if he really wants to know she's still a virgin, why not send the money? Why is he going?
Right? And like, why doesn't he care as much if it's his son, and his son is the younger one?
At the age of 13, 14?
Yeah, and his daughter...
That don't feel right with my soul.
He started going when the daughter was 16. Like, since the daughter was 16 until she was 18, he kept doing it.
Oh, wow. That can be traumatizing for her.
It was, and then when he revealed it, it was really bad because now men on the internet knew, and they were messaging. She was getting messages of men saying, "Let me take your virginity. Let me take." And it was trouble. She had to like.
He made her a target.
He made her a target.
He floated her to the world, to these sick men.
And you know, there's sick people in the world.
Raping, you know, women, and especially someone. And I know the daughter you're speaking of. She looks younger than what she is, so you know, one can say she's a pedophile's dream in a way almost, and they're just having like, no, that's invasion of privacy. No, I'm not okay with that. T.I. does a lot of dumb shit, but that's real dumb.
He does, and then he also, I don't know if you know about Boosie, this rapper Boosie. He was the one who was like, "Put your pussy on live, I'll give you $1,000." Do you remember how he was saying that?
No.
Oh God! So
and people were doing it.
He didn't even give them the $1,000. He didn't even. Scared.
Well, good for him, because those women are stupid.
They were. They were doing it.
They deserve it.
He didn't even give them the $1,000, and they were out there doing this.
Vagina out for the world to see.
Only for $1,000.
Instagram Live.
Through Instagram Live.
For the world to see.
For the world to see.
$1,000.
For the world, and girls were doing it. This was when Corona, like, we first went on lockdown. So they were doing, I don't know if they were desperate for money because they didn't have money.
Well,
like,
of course they were.
Yeah, of course, definitely. But it's like, what kind of desperate? $1,000 isn't even $1,000. That's not even enough. Right.
Especially when it's being transferred into pounds now.
Pounds is like, oh my God, you guys. But yeah, so then a man like that, so he was talking about Lori Harvey. He was saying how he can't ever be with a girl like Lori, like, you know, she's a hoe, she's that, and it's like so hypocritical coming from him because he is sick. This man he's got a grown woman, so a grown woman was sucking his dick, and he felt that dick sucking was so good that he had to refer that woman to his 14-year-old son and nephews.
What?
So that 14-year-old son and nephews got their peens sucked by this grown woman because she was good at her job, and he said it out of his mouth. He wanted them to feel like he wanted them to be man. Like he wanted to show them.
And people are having kids with these type of men.
Yep. Yep.
Don't they see that that's rape?
Exactly.
And the woman did it.
And the woman did it. And then for him to turn around.
She's been arrested or no?
I don't think so. He'd never.
You see how they're just normalizing traumatizing kids.
And
at the age of 13, 14, you're having a grown-ass woman who's probably old enough to birth you doing that to you.
Exactly.
And when there's grown women out here who don't even like to do that, or grown men who don't even like to get that done, man.
And it's also like you're promoting this hypersexual world. Like that child will never respect a woman again.
Ever.
That's how do I even say it? He's gonna see women as just sex objects. With young kids underage, when they go for older women, it's like, wow, like you're the man, you're really pulling older women. But a girl does that, like, you know, I think it's pedophilia either way.
It is.
It's
at that age. It is.
At that age, like you as a grown woman, a 14-year-old, what? Like how?
Listen.
Like what is even there? What are you even full? What with all the grown men in the world? What?
I feel like it's easy to influence kids.
It definitely is.
You as the adult, you should know better. And that's just what it is. I think it's disgusting. It's one of my biggest fears I have for my daughter to end up with some guy who manipulates her. But thankfully, so far, she's smart and that she knows when people are trying to groom her. Mm-hmm. She has friends who are being groomed and stuff. It's just, they're just trying to normalize pedophilia and certain things that I feel kids should not have to worry about so early on. Like,
we live in a world where sex is really
corrupted.
It is, but also sex is very much pushed out there. Very much pushed, and it's always been like that. But I feel like now it's more. It's not. You know, before it was more so quiet on the low type of, but now it's more. You get what I mean?
Out there.
More out there, especially with social. Twitter is the biggest one. Twitter, you open Twitter and you're just gonna see things.
Twitter is where you see all the videos and stuff, because on Instagram and Facebook they're not always posted, you know. But you go to Twitter and you can see. Just the other day there was a leak of Trey Songz. Girl,
I went looking for it. Not gonna lie, I saw on Instagram the shade room.
I always had a crush on him.
Wait, what did you say?
And now I know why he says he's Mr. Single Girl, and then nobody's know my name, honey.
I was kind of mad the quality wasn't good enough. I was like, what phone was this taken on? We live in 2021.
It was filmed with a damn microwave. Like, I needed it to be, like, sharp. You know, men have it so bad. You know, because if you're born like this, you're born like this.
So you can't.
If you're born like this, you're born like this. If you're born like this, you're born like this. I feel bad for men sometimes, because it's like that size man and you see men getting all uncomfortable. Like, you know, you start to see who's got the tampon penises and just like,
You know,
as women, we don't need to worry about that.
You know what I hate? When men think that just because a woman has had multiple sexual partners that she's loose. It doesn't work like that. You can be with one person and do it so many times.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't.
I mean, men who actually think like that are stupid.
So many men think like that. So
no, that's stupid.
At least here, so many men think like that. I don't know if it's my age only men, but they think like that. And I try to educate them, like, that's not how biology works. Like, if a woman can give birth and go back to tiny, what makes you think small? What makes you think your penis is gonna make her like this? She can give birth.
These are the same guys that think that if they pull out, the girl can't get pregnant.
That's pre-cum. Like, they don't think.
They don't think. It's like,
they don't know woman biology, and then they think they can speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you can't speak on it. Like,
you can't talk. You don't know. Just be quiet. Let's highlight the good men. Okay. Everybody wants Sierra's prayer, right? Cool. Russell is, he's a great stepdad, and I want Remy Ma's prayer, because she got herself a man who did not cheat, who stayed with her while she was in prison for
not
years.
Many men would do. Not many men.
He's the only man I know that would do
He's
that.
the only man. Not I. Oh, sorry. Not many.
And
men
holds
do
her
that.
up here, and is the he is the when I think of black love, he's one of the first people that comes into my mind because he's always repping it.
He's always repping it, and also like he adores her.
He adores her. He calls the child the miracle child.
The golden child, yeah.
Nothing. He just always uplifts her in everything that she. Because Remy Ma, you know, she's a. I would love to be Remy Ma's friend because she looks like she ain't about with it. She don't play around. She's a good friend and whatever. But he just, you know, that's how you want your man to speak with you. Because if a man is speaking with you like that, you can only just speak back to him the same way and fill him with all the positivity. Let him know he's a king. Let him know that he is loved, appreciated, and wanted. And all. Like I watched the episode of Love and Hip Hop when she surprised him and told him she was pregnant. Oh my God! You should have seen that man.
I've seen that episode. Yeah.
That was great. He lifted up the table and ran up to her and hugged her, and because he was taking out I think it was the balloons out of the box or something, and then when he realized what it said, he just flipped the table, ran over to her and hugged her, and it's like, man,
he adores her. He is a good man.
That is everything.
A good man. Because women,
everything.
Usually, I see this a lot with Americans. They hold the man down. See, I can only hold a man down for so long. Like,
you think so?
Yes. Let's say you went to jail. It depends what you went to jail for as well. And how long.
Yeah, if it's not for rape or pedophilia, no.
Yeah, I'm not holding you down for anything. Like, let's say it's like you're selling drugs, like. But how long are you going to jail for? 30 years? And I need to move on. Because a man would never do that.
He should want you to move on.
Exactly.
30 years? And in America, when they give those years, they mean it.
They mean it. I think I can do 3 years is my limit. I think 3 years. 3 years is my limit. And then when they hold down their man, most of the time, the man comes out and they forget about what the woman did. They cheat.
We're traveling cross country to see them in these prisons and putting ourselves in harm's way with all these different type of prisoners that are in there, wasting money, sending them money, even sending them sexy pics. You know?
And I think men, I don't know what the thing is with struggle love. Love is not supposed to be painful. But I feel like with some men, they want, no matter what they do, they want, like, a real woman is a woman who's going to stick by them through anything. That's what a real woman is to men. And that's, to me, in a way, if you're sticking through them through bad stuff, like, in a way, it's struggle love. Because you're like...
I think they want that fug love. I think everybody wants to have, like... People want to be oppressed so bad.
Yeah, you know what? Like, my friends even say that, like, I want a bad boy. I feel like I'm one of the few girls who don't want a bad boy.
I don't want a bad boy. I mean,
that's stressful.
You can be bad in the sense where, like, if someone tries you,
yes,
you stand up for
you know
yourself,
your ground.
okay?
Like, you know your ground.
Right.
You're not out there.
But do I want a guy who has to worry about him? I have to worry about you full stop as a black man on the streets.
Exactly.
Now, for you to purposely go and put yourself in these situations that not only could the police kill you, but your own could kill you because it is turf wars or is gang related or is drug wars. No, I don't want that. Not at this age. I don't want that.
Don't want it. Even me at 20, I'm like, that's not what I want. I don't want that at all.
I need you home with me, and the kids need you home. Like, I need to make love to you. I need to love on you. I need you to love on me. We need to plan our vacations. We need to be trying to get our businesses up and running. Like, why? No, go to work, do what you're doing, and come home at 6 o'clock. Let's eat dinner, and that's it.
And
it's really okay to be that guy.
But I guess they don't see some people don't see the thrill in it. But that thrill,
those are just dramatic people, and I feel like hopefully you see that before you even get to a point where you're married to them.
And then, you know, as well, they want a man who's like that, but then be surprised when the man treats them bad.
Right. Right. If you ain't treating me the way Papoose treats Remy,
I don't want.
I don't want it.
Some girls, they want. That's boring. They want. Some girls actually enjoy. My mom was telling me that some. At least she was talking about Congolese women. She said some Congolese women actually enjoy that whole abuse thing.
They do.
And I was like, wow.
I think because it can also stem from childhood. And also I feel like they think that's what love is. If they don't know any better, because they've stuck around all these years, how can they do better? And they're looking around them, and everyone's in a situation like that. If he didn't care, he wouldn't shout. If he didn't care, he wouldn't do this. If he didn't care... No, if he didn't care, if he cared about you, he wouldn't want to put you in pain purposely. A man cannot lay his hands on you, and you shouldn't lay your hands on him. I feel as women, we know what type of men we can hit.
We do.
We know. I'll look at a man and be like, oh damn, I wouldn't even try and raise my voice at him. He'll probably just, you know what I mean?
There's some men who you, like with me, sometimes I see a guy and I'm like, I can't be with him because I know I will overpower him with my personality. And I'm the type of woman, I'm a woman now, okay.
You better say it, girl, you are a woman, honey.
I want somebody who kind of knows, not really put me in my place, but I don't want to overpower you, because I have that personality where I can overpower. I won't yell at you, but I will kind of be bossy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I kind of want a man who could humble me in a sense. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Does it make sense?
I know how he can humble me. No, I'm joking. No, yeah, I definitely want somebody who... I think what you're trying to say is you want a man who you can respect.
Yes. Yes.
I want a man I can joke around. When we're joking around, babe, like, oh, please, be quiet, shut up. It's a joke, right? Mm-hmm. Not that I'll ever be like, shut your mouth. What? Even I'll look at myself crazy, like, why am I talking to my man like this? Since when? Can I talk to my man like this? It's about respect. You don't want him to disrespect you. You don't want him to call you a bitch, call you out your name. So why do you feel that as a man, and if we're talking about Bible, it says, you know, to lower yourself, why would you now want to do that to your man? Of course he'll go out and cheat on you. Because there's women out there that'll make him feel like he's a king while you're making him feel like he's shit. Not that that's an excuse. But that's an excuse that he will come up with.
Yeah.
So don't make it... Listen, there's nothing you can do. If someone wants to cheat, they'll cheat. So there's no point of saying don't make it easy. But there are things that we can avoid to do as women. To make our relate. Listen, I'm somebody who I will ride and die for my man, my family, and I love. But you have to do the same. And a lot of men are liabilities. This is also going back to the guy that I was talking to who was married 3 times. At any instant of, any time that there's like a little conflict over the stupidest thing, he wants to bail out. And I'm like, if you're going to bail out every time life throws something at you, you're not going to get far. You're always starting again. Do you know how tiring it is to keep meeting people and get to know them?
I'm tired of telling people my favorite color. I'm tired.
Right.
I'm tired.
Like, I'm so... Do you know, like, I can't deal with it. Whereas me, I'm in the kitchen. If I see there's fire, I'm looking for water to put it out. And you're like, oh my God, it's too hot. I can't do this. You are a liability. That means that when life does throw things at us, like illnesses, finances, family, whatever else, you're going to leave me with the kids to fend for ourselves. You're not a man in my eyes when you're doing that. You're not. I come from a tradition, a culture where men are protectors. Okay? And I know that that's true because the men around me are doing it. So you're not now going to convince me that you can't do that. If you can't do that, I don't even want to be with you. I don't even want to have kids with you. How about that? So that means you're not going to protect the kids.
Protect the kids as well.
So how about that?
I know my dad would die for his kids, like, absolutely. Like,
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's a good dad that you have right there.
Exactly. He would, yeah. He would.
I can't do that. Just how men should pick the right woman too. The right woman to raise your child. That's a big thing. Because most times kids are with the mothers. Now, if you've got a woman who is bitter by nature, who's hateful or vengeful or spiteful or just whatever by nature, like, your kids are only going to... It's either going to go one of two ways. They're going to be the same, or they're going to identify that at a young age and know that that's not right and then be this way. So what are the chances of this happening?
You know how you said that? I also think, especially when it comes to a woman who's going to be a stepmother to your child, it's very important because there's so many. There was one actually, I read it on Instagram. This woman was basically, she needed advice, I guess. So she doesn't like her husband's daughter. And the husband's daughter...
She doesn't like the daughter.
Yeah, she doesn't like the daughter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's really sad because the daughter's mom has passed away.
Oh, okay.
So she's asking for advice on what she should do. Because she's about to...
You say why she doesn't like the daughter?
Because it's not hers, basically. It's not hers.
Oh, wow.
It's not hers. And she's about to give birth. She's about to have a baby. And she doesn't want... she wants all the love to go to her child.
See, that is a toxic woman.
Yeah. So I'm just like, men need to be careful who they bring in to be a stepmom.
That type of woman, I don't even know what type of breed she is. I don't know who raised her.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's that way.
Even advice, like, what does she want somebody to say? Like, be like, oh yeah, girl, like...
What were they telling her?
Huh?
What were the comments? What were
people were just saying she's evil. People were like, right. You're evil, like, 100%. He should leave you. And I agree, like, he should leave her and just take care of the child. The child that...
Does he know that she feels that way?
We don't know.
Probably not. And then now that's going to make that child feel outcast, like an outcast, and then it's going to now start giving her insecurities and issues within herself, because she knows that's not their mother. They got their family. She's the odd one out. Her mother is dead. Like, you see how the toxic cycles now starts.
Exactly.
And then, God forbid, that girl, let's say that she's the abused. There's now a chance for her now to become an abuser. Like, did she not know he had a child when she got with him?
And it's just sad because it's not like the mom, like, where you're evil. The mom, her mom is not alive. She's already gone through a lot as a young child, losing her mother. And you as a mom now, you are having a child. You should be thinking, I need to love this child as well because I can't imagine my child not being with me. Like, for you to now be like, that's just evil.
What she should be thinking is, she would never want her child to be mistreated if she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that now, once you're now in the situation yourself, that your thought process would change. Because some things you don't know until you live it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I give people the benefit of the doubt. They feel this way now because they haven't lived it and not experiencing it. But when they do, it changes. Or when you get to a certain point in life, it changes. But the fact that she's asking social media such a question, she doesn't even deserve to be anyone's mother. She don't.
Yeah.
That poor girl, whether she knows it or not, that her stepmom don't like her, now she's putting it on social media. Like, girl, go somewhere.
Evil. And
I can't take women who are like this. I can't. You get with a guy, you know he's got kids, and now you want to mistreat a kid or feed away because they're not your kid. Why did you get with him?
Why did you get
Why?
with him? Why? Exactly.
And you don't want to love on his kids that he had before you. I can understand if he had a child during your relationship, it could be hard. But still, that's still his child. If you choose to take him back, that means you choose to deal with that situation. So deal with it. Put your big girl pants on. It's not about you anymore. And deal with it. If you're going to take that man back, you're taking him back with that child.
Exactly.
You might be able to, have little boundaries or set little rules, like she has to deal with me, you know, the mum has to deal with me, not you, type thing. Okay, cool. But you can't like, I don't, you know, there's somebody that I know in my life who's like that. Well, I feel she's like that, and
like
she
her
just wants to
stepchildren?
be. She doesn't like her husband's kids, her husband's other kids. Some were before her, some were during her. Okay, whatever. But she got with him knowing who he was, the way he was,
She
and
stayed with
now
him. Wow.
you just want people to, you want to cut off and mistreat people who acknowledge the other kids, because that's what they are, kids. And now somehow working your kids against the rest of the family and the rest of the kids, so they don't have a relationship. And it's like, especially if you're getting with somebody in a situation where there already was in a situation, and you guys were sleeping together, and now you've happened to be the main girl or whatever. Like, again, it's the intentions. If it's not started on blessed grounds, it shall not be blessed. You may win. You may think you've won and you got the guy. But look at your life. Are you happy?
Exactly.
Are you happy?
And even like, let's say the other person, their words they might not be like going to nganga to curse you, but the bad words that they're saying about you can really affect that foundation.
100%.
Yeah.
I truly believe our words are very strong, and what we say into the universe shall come back full force. I believe that.
Yeah.
And women who are like that, and men who are like that. I had an ex who was in love with me, but in the end he couldn't accept the fact, not that I had a child, but the fact that there's another man in the picture, like another guy got there before he did. He couldn't accept that, and it got to a point where
ego. He had a big
ego. It got to a point where I was like, you know, I'm never going to choose you over my child. So we can really call it quits right now. And that's what we did. But I know he liked me. I know he really wanted to be with me. It's just the fact that I had a child and he couldn't take it that there's another guy in the picture. That's what he said to me. And I was just like, well, it is what it is. You knew from day one I had a child. Now that you're seeing her, now that I've brought her over to the country where I was, now it's an issue. No, I can't do it. If you don't like my child, if you don't like me, you won't like my child. If you don't like my child, there's a problem.
When do you introduce your man to your child?
I've yet to introduce fully my daughter to a man,
Really?
especially physically. Yeah. She's known that I was speaking to somebody. The person I was speaking to in New York.
Is it the one you told me about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
She knows of him. Has she met him? No. Am I glad that she didn't meet him in the end? Yeah, because we're not together. But especially now that she's so aware, because, you know, she's turning 15, she's a very smart girl, she's not stupid, I can't lie to her, but, like, if I answer the phone and I'm leaving the living room, she knows that it's possibly a guy on the other end, because my phone hardly rings, one, and two, I tend to have my conversations openly in front of her. So if I'm walking away, she knows what's really good, she's not stupid. But no, I don't want to just introduce her to, but this guy, I thought it was going that way, where we were going to be together. So that's why I kind of like let her know of him. But did they ever meet? No. Mm-mm.
I'm glad that like you have that strong value of that, you know?
I have to because
you have to
as much as I want a relationship, I still have her watching me, and I want to be the best role model I can be. You know what I mean? She knows, she tells me all the time she wants a sibling, and she knows I'm not going to have one just like that. She knows that you don't buy them in the stores. She knows that mommy wants to get married. You know, she knows the process. She understands. But me and my daughter, we're like friends. Like, sometimes I even ask her for advice on stuff. She'll be like, mommy, sometimes you overreact a little bit. You know, he's probably never met a girl like you, and da 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 da. Or, you know, she'll be like, mommy, you know, maybe you should have done this, maybe you should have said that, maybe like she understand. I feel like I'm talking to my girlfriend.
I love that.
And she'll really give me an adult advice. And I'm like, girl,
You are my
how
daughter.
old are you? Yeah, like, you are my daughter. And, like, how old are you?
Wow.
She's always been an old soul, though, from when she was young.
I love
Always.
that. Well, she has a good example as a mom.
Oh, thank you.
When
I try.
I honestly fear being a mom. I fear it. Like, I
You fear it?
Kids. Yeah.
Why?
I just feel like I won't be a good mom.
No, girl, don't say that.
I feel like I won't be a good mom. I don't know why.
There's no textbook to being a mother. And every child is different. You can't love every child the same. You can't treat every child the same. And I say that because one child can be very shy. They can be the type of child that they don't socialize properly. So to reprimand them maybe in public can really like shut them off, you know? And then you have the child that's like, hey, and you can be like, hey, stop. And they won't feel away. They'll stop, but they won't be embarrassed. They won't be hurt or whatever, you know? So you got to love them differently. You got to speak with them differently. There's no textbook on how to be a mother. So don't think that you won't be a good mom. We are all just doing the best that we can with what we have. And that is it.
Yeah.
So don't think like that. Don't even say, again, our words.
That is true.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching me and itsBibi. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. I want to say it was a conversation and our views on things. And of course, feel free to comment down below what you think about the topics that we have said. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Annabelle LaBelle, honey. And you can follow me on Instagram. It is LaBellesV with the underscore between labels and V. And on YouTube, it's LaBellesV. Okay? Thank you for watching. And I'll leave it to you, Bibi.
Yes, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah,
bye.
Okay.